Hey, how's it going, guys? It's your boy. And well, the situation in New Zealand is getting incredibly dire. Day by day, it seems to be getting worse. First, the shooting occurs, and you think, tragic, horrible. Let's hope they don't. Oh dear. They did exactly what the shooter wanted them to do. Most of you already know what's happened anyway. What has happened is this. After the shooting occurred, they arrested the guy and maybe the other one, because there was two shooters, not just one. He started pulling his trolling tricks, and next thing you know, you start hearing rhetoric from the Prime Minister that they're going to start making the gun laws stricter, even though the gun he had was illegal. He actually got that illegally. Surprise, surprise, but it doesn't matter to these people. And we also started to see her day after day going to the Muslim community, and even after that in just normal events that she was doing, or at least semi-normal, she was doing other things to help raise awareness or to say, look, I'm a leader, I can do something in Islamic gear, or at least Islamic influenced gear. I think it's called a dupatta, isn't it? It's like an Indian dress that the non-Muslims wear for modesty culture, the Islamic modesty culture. That's what she's doing. She was basically saying, I a good dimmy, look, I care for you. It'll never happen again, Massa, I swear. That's what she was doing. The authorities started cracking down hard on the footage and on people talking about it in New Zealand, and for some reason in Australia, even though the guy just happened to be Australian. Like, this is ridiculous. You're two completely different countries with similar but different legal codes, for God's sake. They arrested this man, or boy. I think there might be two. The one was 14, one is 18, it might be the same person, I don't know. He basically was caught in possession or caught sharing the footage of the attack, because he live streamed it. Remember, everybody knows he live streamed it on Facebook, a public platform. But apparently we can't share this publicly available thing because it's obscene and violent, and we have to protect the kids. The kids are going to get it anyway, and the kids will be fine. I watched it, I'm okay. Then again, I'm not a child, I'm a British adult who's 25 years old, believe it or not. I think, what was it, they put him in remand, so he can't even get bail. They denied him bail, and he could go to jail for 14 years. And they're not even trying him with this new law, they're trying him with an old obscenity law, I do believe, for harbouring dangerous content or material. Then they've started basically going over to all these different websites and video hosting services and forums for information on him. They went to Kiwi Farms, they went to BitChute, they went to all these other people looking for information on the guy or people who talked to him, as if they know he went on Kiwi Farms. Did he even go? Really? Did he? I don't know. But apparently he went on Kiwi Farms, at least that's what they think, and they asked this guy who owned Kiwi Farms, unless he's from New Zealand or lives there, I don't know. And then because a lot of these American service providers, or ones who just didn't want to kowtow to the New Zealand government, said, no, we're not going to abide by your law because we don't have to, we're American or foreign companies, they decided, the New Zealand government, to ban these websites. Or rather, not to ban them, to filter them, to block them, so that nobody can use them. Because the best way to solve this problem is to throw the baby out with the bathwater. It's like the M&M's metaphor, isn't it? One M&M is poisonous. Are you willing to take a handful? So because BitChute and Kiwi Farms allegedly, and all these other websites, 4chan, 8chan, because these boards and these websites happen to have the video footage on it, therefore no New Zealand citizen and no Australian citizen can watch or use anything on these websites, because it's dangerous, guys. Yeah, not the culprits, but the people who actually hosted the attack and didn't do anything about it while he went on his killing rampage, Facebook, walk away scot-free. They don't get any punishment from the New Zealand government. Hell no. If anything, I bet the New Zealand government will be buying his details. I bet that would just fetch a high price for Zuckerberg, wouldn't it? What amazes me is that it has basically taken the New Zealand government 5 days to basically create a new totalitarian police state. They have basically done what took China, Turkey, it took even more liberal states like Canada, Britain, even the United States back in the day with the Patriot Act. It took those nations, at the very least, decades or hundreds of years to reach a state where authoritarianism was actually a danger to society. Canada, with Trudeau, bear in mind, Prime Minister Ardern, is compared to him favourably. He didn't go that far. When they had their last right-wing attacks in, Quebec? The province Quebec, not the city. It was in the French-Canadian area where the last attack happened. I'm pretty sure Montreal, wasn't it? He didn't go apeshit. I'm sure he did the usual platitudes that the far left do. He didn't even go after the gun rights in Canada, and they've got semi-American style gun laws. He didn't go after that. Maybe he said some rhetoric, but as far as I'm aware from Canadians that I know, he hasn't touched that. He didn't go apeshit. Likewise, our government, when we've had far-right attacks, when we've had the IRA, when we've had Islamic terrorism, yes, we've had our own version of the Patriot Acts and bullshit laws, like the detention laws that Tony Blair introduced, and other things, but other than that, we didn't even go that far. For us, it's been a slow erosion of our rights over many, many decades. But with New Zealand, where, let's be fair, nothing happens there, apart from sheep and Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. Like, nothing important in the world happens in New Zealand. No offence to you guys, alright? You're my Commonwealth brothers and sisters, but nothing happens there. Nothing like that usually happens, and yet your government has found the greatest excuse, their 9/11, to curb your freedoms. And it does make me wonder, because they're using such old laws and they seem to have a structure in place to filter the internet, that I think this has been a steady erosion that nobody seemed to be aware of, because again, you're a backwater in the Western world. Not that you're backward, it's just that you're on periphery in a way, you know? You're just a small country, you do your own thing, you're good at rugby, things like that, but nobody would have thought that New Zealand would have the capacity in 5 days to do what Stalin did. It took him 10 years, 15 years to get his totalitarian USSR. It took Hitler, it must have took him at least a year or a couple of months to get Germany fully Nazified, and even then he had the benefit of Germany not particularly being sympathetic to democracy. I mean, nothing much has changed even now, but you know, he had the atmosphere to grow, and it still took him ages to get Germany to the level that he wanted it to, and still it wasn't enough. And for Stalin it still wasn't enough, but it took them ages. 5 days for New Zealand to become basically China, to have internet filters like that, to be arresting people for having material. Because don't think this is just going to be something that's going to happen this month and it'll all blow over, guys. No, she's going to keep that. The government is going to keep these laws in place. They're going to keep exercising these laws. They're probably going to add even more laws on top of them, and you guys are going to be fucked. The only way you guys are going to get rid of this, you guys are going to stop this panic, this... It's not even a red scare. What colour is fascism? What is it? Is it black? But that's anarchism. I don't know what the colour of fascism is. Red and white scare, I guess it would be. Which is funny because that's also Bolshevism. You need to vote your equivalent of a Trump or some kind of UKIP or... I don't know. Just any populist party that isn't crazy, that aren't Marxists or fascists or anything like that. They're not tradcons, they're just vaguely centrist. It could be left or right just as long as they're libertarian for freedom and liberty, you know? Those types of parties. You know, like what Italy has. They have this coalition between the populist left and the populist right, and it seems to work. Although they've had a few bumps in the road, but that's going to happen. But something like that, you guys need a Salvini or whoever the left-wing equivalent there is. You guys need to vote those guys in, because you're going to go... You're already down the rabbit hole, and I don't see you getting out with the establishment running things. But hey, anyway... Don't give up, guys, because remember, like, you can still win. It's not over. Yes, things have developed at an insanely rapid pace that nobody has ever seen before. You know, it's going to get worse before it gets better. I always say this. So, anyway, keep the faith. Fight them. Don't just sit there and do nothing. You know, get off the sheep for 1 minute. Get out there and protest. You guys need to organise protests in Christchurch, in Auckland, and in Australia too. You guys need to do the same. In fact, the whole Commonwealth basically needs to say no more and have just huge protests to prevent this totalitarian surge that's going on. But anyway, keep the faith, guys. Don't get black-pilled. It will get better. You just have to fight for it. So, anyway, until next time, I'll see you later, guys.